Hey everybody, Rob Orgel, your favorite silencer nut job, and today I'm here with Eric, and you might recognize him from the mount video. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you go check that out. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about what has happened since January 1 of 2026. And Eric, you've moved a few silencers since then.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've sold a lot of silencers and submitted almost 500 in just over a week. So we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm excited to dive into that with you today, Rob, and share what we learned with everyone out there.
Guys, before we get into it, make sure you hit those buttons, like, comment, subscribe. It really does go a long way for the channel. It's a community sport, so if you will, let the video play all the way through and share this link with a friend. Without wasting any time, let's get into it.
Yeah, so Rob, you brought up community. Can you tell me what 2026, what the impact it will have on the community and how we can push it forward?
So here's my hopes. We all guessed, just like we did in our previous video, what's going to happen in January, and I think we were wrong in that video in a lot of ways, right in some, wrong in more. Yeah. But since then, now we've got this like floodgates has been lifted, and now everybody who is hesitant to spend $800 on a can and $200 on a tax stamp is now saying, well, it's only $800, and I feel a little bit less regulated, not fully unregulated, but less regulated. So there's a lot more people hopping in, at least I hope, and I think it's our job to mentor that next generation. And if you're a silencer owner, help that next generation be unafraid of the process and of this scary information and how does it work and how you attach it, and mentor that generation into the silencer team so that we can grow our community. Because we are a small community, but right now growing more than ever.
More than ever.
So it's our job to pull that guy under our wing and say, hey, let me show you some silencer stuff, share the link, do whatever you can to help that guy feel comfortable in his first silencer purchase. Now, you've already seen a version of that. What have you seen so far?
So far, I mean, we're seeing, I expected it would be mostly returning silencer owners coming in 2026, buying their second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever that is. But I would say over 50% has been new silencer owners.
We're growing.
We're growing.
Wow.
And I love to see that, love to bring more people in. I mean, our goal as a store, as a community, is to make these common use where everyone is shooting with silencers, protecting their hearing. So anything, that's why we appreciate your channel so much, Rob, bringing that knowledge to the masses. And we try to do the same thing in the store. Even if someone's not ready to buy, we're here to educate, teach people, and help them however we can along their journey.
I think that's so important. And there's so many motorcycle shops or car shops. Like, it's a community. Welcome to the Toyota family. And then you get your Toyota and you come back and here's the maintenance and they don't care about your feelings. There's no community going on there. But the gun world is like a very different space. And SHOT Show's around the corner and we're about to go find that community again. And as we step into the SHOT Show timeframe, there's a lot of us community getting back together, seeing those faces and growing our community, and especially in the NFA silencer. So this new January thing, it isn't just silencers. It's SBRs, it's AOWs, short-barreled shotguns, all the fun stuff. So having said that, everybody was nervous about January 1. Well, the wait times are going to be 6 months again. Well, that's not true. What have you been seeing?
Yeah, I mean, January 1 was tough, Rob. I'll be honest. We showed up as a team, ready to and excited to submit day one, and it just did not work.
Crashed.
When we showed up I think we showed up at 10 a.m., we could not submit a single silencer. We sat there for hours. I think we got one in.
You mean the government's not efficient? Weird.
Yeah, so we were disappointed the first few hours, and then we quickly realized as it got later in the day, we just kept trying. As it went to the wee hours of the night, we realized we were starting to have some success. And so we've quickly learned that the system doesn't really allow submissions during business days, or business hours, but in the evening hours and as it gets later, it's slowly opening it up and allowing us to submit more and more.
Because it's just bogged down with all the new, I stole a line from that, and the other night I was trying to do a Form 1 in SBR on my own, and I was like, man, I just keep going through the whole process, submitting it, and then it says it's ready to submit.
It gets to the very end.
Yes. So I start all over, and then I was like, Eric would say stay up late or wake up early. And so I woke up at like 4 in the morning, did it and got it knocked out. I'm like, man, Eric is paying his staff to do this for us so that we can get this stuff rocking. And so, I mean, what a team sport. You're losing a little bit of money by staffing these late night events in order to keep your client happy, which is a huge sacrifice for the team. And everybody appreciates it because nobody wants to wait for Christmas to get their new toy.
Exactly.
So I and all of your clients appreciate that, I'm sure. So moving on to the next topic. How do you guarantee these approvals? What's the best way to make sure it doesn't get kicked back?
There's a few things. You want to make sure that you have your full legal name in your eForms account, right? And that the email matches what's being submitted to your eForms account. And when your dealer contacts you, make sure you have your eForms username and PIN ready. And if you don't have that, it's as simple as going to eforms.atf.gov, hit forgot username, and they'll email it right to you.
And for the guys who might be newly stepping into silencers, who can own a silencer?
Anyone that can buy a firearm legally can own a silencer. It's really that simple.
You mean they're not going to go through my sock drawer to look for my old secrets? There's no added background check. No. There's no additional thing to be afraid of. If you can buy a gun, you can buy a silencer. If it's legal in your state to own silencers, then rock on.
I think that's like 43 states or
the
something.
Majority.
At this point.
You
Large
can get
majority.
them, you can hunt with them, you can play with them. And I don't know of any range I've been to where somebody walked up to me and said, hey, is that a silencer? Can you prove you can legally own that?
Right.
Like,
Never.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's just do the right thing, do the legal thing, but also don't stress about stepping into the silencer world as you're considering that next step. Yeah, what are you seeing on average for, how long does it take from the time I say, Eric, I want this suppressor, to the time I have the suppressor? What's the average?
You know, this year so far has been impressive. We were kind of fearing the worst, that it would be weeks. I think my estimate I was telling customers was 1 to 2 months. So far, we're seeing about a 5-day average.
Oh, that's
approvals.
awesome.
From the time we're submitting till the time approval comes in.
That's like no change from before then.
Yeah, I would say it's in line with the end of 2025.
What's the best case, worst case? If we take away the average, what's the best and worst?
Well, we're only, 12 days in?
Right, you got a small pool to choose from.
Small pool, but I would say the large majority has been within about a week so far. So there are going to be some people that have more complex backgrounds or common names
Right.
that are going to take longer that we haven't seen approvals for yet.
Right.
But that's no change from last year, right?
100%.
Typically, I would expect maybe a month or two for those type of unique background situations where
Right. Gotta
the
clear
rest
it up.
would, yeah, the rest will be around the average.
Okay, next question. This is a hard one. You ready?
Yeah.
You have to pick one silencer to recommend. The first person who walks in the store, and they don't get a say in they're not going to tell you what they own. They're just going to walk in like my comment section does, and they say, Rob, recommend a silencer. I'm not going to tell you anything about me. Recommend a silencer. What
Not
would
even
you,
the gun.
I'm not going to say anything. What do you pick?
Anything.
Nothing. Not going to tell you.
Man, I'm going to say, let me think about that.
It's a tough question.
That's a tough question. I think I personally am still going to go with the PTR Vent 1. I know that was your favorite for a lot of last year. You've had some other ones that have come out and you like them a little more. I still really love the versatility of the PTR Vent 1.
Totally,
So
yeah.
I'm
If
gonna
I
go
knew
with that.
nothing, it's between the Vent 1, the Cat JL, yeah, those two, very neck and neck and titanium for both. But now let's narrow it down, ready?
Yeah.
556, and that's all they tell you.
I think I'm going to go with the Stealth Additive Works Tisha. That's a brand new one. I like how small it is. That's big for me. I like how lightweight it is. I love titanium. And it's quiet. Really shocked me the first time I heard it.
I'm totally with you. It's going to be between the Tisha or the Rode 6. And because I also like 6mm, I might lean towards the Rode. I think you maybe can do 6 on the Tisha. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But the titanium Tisha is out and an Inconel is coming.
Yep.
The Rode Inconel is out and the titanium is coming.
Yep.
And this is the first titanium we've seen thus far. And it was provided by Ridgeback. Thank God, I'm so excited to play with it. Of
Feels
course.
great.
Yeah, it's like 8 ounces and change. It's not going to be out until, I believe, mid-March. But I've got the first one out for testing, and I'm super excited because of how much I love the Tisha and the Rode and how neck and neck they are. It's going to be really cool to put a titanium to a titanium and see who really gets the shine. Because you're right, they both sound incredible for 5.56 across the board. And they're light and they're small. They're all the things we used to ask for a year ago.
And your 5.7 video.
Yes.
This on the P90 sounded amazing.
Yes,
so
if you
guys
haven't seen the
watched
5.7 video, make sure you check that out because that was its debut. One of a few. I've got many more videos in the shoot that are going to happen this week. So make sure you check out all the experience I've had on the Rode and how incredibly impressive this suppressor truly is. And I'll put it neck and neck with the Tisha, like you were saying. They're both solid. I don't know if I had to pick a favorite between the two. The Tisha's a little shorter and lighter.
It's tough.
Yeah, but this guy's 6mm, and I feel those gases going forward, and it really gives me confidence and not choking myself out. But between those two, and that also makes silencer number 200 for the channel.
200.
200
Congratulations,
silencers.
that's awesome.
That is because of a community. That's because of the comments section, the likes, the subscribing, all of that stuff drives these videos and helps other people find the channel so they can say, hey, this guy knows a thing or two and he's talking to other guys who know a thing or two. And he can help disseminate good information rather than I have this silencer. It's the best one. Everyone should buy this one, which is a lot of the time what you'll see. Having that experience in these head-to-head tests, I've learned so much and had so much fun. And I thank you guys as a community for supporting the channel. I thank Eric so much as a store and as a person supporting the channel and this business. If you've got some toys you're looking to buy, check out his website. Support the community who supports the community, and that's Eric over here. He's done a lot for this channel behind the scenes that I didn't even talk about. He's been a wonderful help and asset for me, which turns into an asset to you. So if you're gonna buy some toys, adapters, silencers, any of that stuff, make sure you stop by his website. If he's anywhere competitive, consider buying from him because it does go a long way to support his family, his business, and both of our growth of knowledge.
Appreciate it, Rob.
Anything to add?
Guys, if you're in Phoenix, you want to stop by and chat, even if you're not in the market to buy something, stop by the store. We're in Mesa. We'd love to talk to you, share the latest and greatest with you, let you get hands on it. And keep an eye out for our next Suppressed Range Day, March 21st at Ben Avery Range in Phoenix. Tickets will go live for that soon, so very exciting stuff.
And you know I'll be there, so if you see me, make sure you stop me and say hi. I super appreciate all your guys' support. So before we close out this video, I wanted to, as I love being in the candy store and looking at all the fun toys, what's some of the coolest new stuff you've gotten in?
Man, we're super excited, Rob. After years of working on it, we're finally premier Knights Armament dealers.
That's huge.
So we got in our first huge shipment of uppers, suppressors, accessories. So that was an exciting week. LMT has some cool new stuff. They're announcing at SHOT Show. And we got in some Spec Wars recently.
Nice.
So one of my favorite SPRs.
They're phenomenal guns.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll hate on their increased back pressure because they're a little bit high, but there's great ways to tune that off if you're into that. But as a factory gun, they are like fully ambi and phenomenal, accurate as all get up. And then B&T, like, everybody loves B&T.
Everyone loves B&T, especially with our new FRT conversions.
Oh, totally.
We can't keep them in stock. So we recently got in an APC-10, APC-9, and APC-223.
The only guy who doesn't love a B&T is the guy who doesn't know what B&T is. If you know what B&T is,
Agreed.
It's amazing. But like, they're so new to the US that I think a lot of people are like, what's that? And once they learn, they're hooked.
I think it's changing.
I think so too. Yeah. And then the same thing with your Knights Armor. You got a bunch of cans in from them, which are like really, really hard to get.
Yeah, this is the Legacy NT4 with the actual welded outer shield. These are super hot. People love them.
Yeah, that's part of my era OIF kind of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, great suppressors. Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the comments. Community again. And Spend, if you don't mind, don't walk in front of the camera, please. Thank you. Thank you. And as we step into the